Have you ever met someone who seemed perfect? Someone who knew exactly what to say, how to smile, and how to make you feel special? Almost instantly. Someone who made you believe that meeting them was fate, only for you to later realize it was a trap. The truth is, the most dangerous people in this world don't come with warnings. They come with charm, and that charm feels warm, safe, and exciting until it slowly destroys you from the inside out. Today, you're about to understand why toxic minds are often the most charming people you will ever meet, and why so many fall for them without even realizing it. Charm is powerful. It disarms you, lowers your guard, and makes your brain release chemicals that cloud your judgment. People think manipulation starts with insults, control, or emotional damage, but it doesn't. It starts with admiration. It starts with charisma. It starts with someone who studies people, understands emotions, and knows exactly how to make you feel seen. Toxic individuals use charm as a weapon, a subtle, beautifully wrapped tool designed to win your trust long before they show their real nature. They know how to mirror your desires, your fears, your wounds, and your dreams. They make you believe they understand you better than anyone ever has. And once you're hooked emotionally, that's when the mask falls. This video will reveal the psychology behind this dark charm, how toxic minds build emotional traps, and why so many intelligent, strong, and self-aware people still end up falling for them. No judgment, no shame, just understanding, and the power to never let it happen again. The first weapon toxic individuals use is their initial impression. They walk into a room with a confidence that feels natural, smooth, and effortless. It's not real confidence, it's performance, but because they've perfected it over years of observing human behavior, it feels unbelievably convincing. Their charm appears harmless. The warm smile, attentive eyes, light humor, and effortless flow of words all create the illusion of authenticity. This impression works because of a psychological principle called rapid bonding. When someone seems too perfect, too compatible, and too interested, the brain interprets it as a sign of connection. You feel special, chosen. Toxic people exploit this. They show you the exact version of themselves they know you want to see. If you crave safety, they act protective. If you crave attention, they shower you with it. If you seek understanding, they get you instantly. The truth is, real emotional connection takes time to build. But toxic charm is fast, intense, and overwhelming by design. It creates emotional dependency before you have the chance to think critically. That's the moment they begin to pull you into their world. Not with manipulation, but with irresistible charm that feels like destiny. One of the most powerful tricks toxic minds use is mirroring. Copying your personality, interests, values, and emotional patterns, until it feels like you've met your soulmate. If you love something, they love it too. If you dislike something, suddenly they also dislike it. If you express a belief, they reinforce it. It creates a psychological illusion. We're the same. Humans are naturally drawn to familiarity. Toxic individuals understand this deeply. They don't connect with you. They reflect you. They study your speech, your insecurities, your emotional needs, and even your body language. Then they reshape their behavior to match yours. And this mirroring is intoxicating because it makes you feel understood in a way you've never felt before. You think the connection is real. You think it's rare. And you think you're finally being seen. But this isn't connection. It's manipulation. They're collecting information as fuel. Once you feel bonded, once you feel safe, once you feel emotionally invested, that's when the real toxicity begins. And because the early stage felt perfect, you ignore the red flags that follow. Toxic charm works because it creates false emotional safety. The person makes you believe you can trust them instantly. They listen intensely. They empathize deeply. And they create the impression that your emotions matter. But the truth is, they're not giving you safety. They're taking your data. Emotional safety is the strongest form of intimacy. When someone offers it too quickly, it feels comforting, but it's often a psychological trap. Toxic individuals use early vulnerability as bait. They might share personal stories, exaggerated or fabricated, to make you open up. They use phrases like, "I've never told anyone this before," or "You're the only one who understands me," or "I feel closer to you than anyone." This is manufactured intimacy. It's not built, it's staged. Once you trust them, they gain access to your fears, your dreams, and your emotional wounds. And later, those exact vulnerabilities become the places they attack, manipulate, or use against you. You don't fall because you're weak. You fall because they made your mind believe you were safe, long before they showed you the truth. After the charm phase ends, toxic minds shift into the cycle that traps people emotionally. Reward and punishment. This is where the confusion begins. At first, they adored you, praised you, and made you feel irreplaceable. But suddenly, the warmth disappears. They become distant, cold, or unpredictable. This inconsistency creates emotional addiction. You begin to crave their approval the way a starving person craves food. When they pull away, you feel anxious. When they return, the relief feels powerful, almost euphoric. This cycle rewires your brain. The highs become addictive because the lows are so painful. Toxic individuals understand this. They withhold affection, attention, or validation just long enough to make you chase it. And once you chase, they regain control. This isn't love. It's conditioning, psychological training designed to keep you attached. The sad part, many victims blame themselves. They think they're not enough, when in reality, the toxic person is engineering emotional instability on purpose. There is a myth that only naive or weak people fall for charm. That is completely false. In fact, intelligent, empathetic, and self-aware people are often the most vulnerable. Why? Because charm doesn't target stupidity, it targets emotional depth. Smart people fall because they analyze deeply. Toxic charm gives them something to analyze, and they assume the connection must be meaningful. Empathetic people fall because they see the good in everyone. Toxic minds play on that compassion and use it as leverage. Strong people fall because they think they can handle anything. Toxic charm disguises danger so well that even strong individuals don't detect the threat. But the biggest reason, everyone wants to feel valued. Everyone wants to feel chosen. Everyone wants to feel special. Charm gives you all three. That's why being fooled by a toxic person doesn't mean you are weak. It means you are human. Breaking free from toxic charm requires one thing: clarity. Once you see the pattern, the spell begins to fade. You must understand that charm is not character. Attention is not love. Connection is not commitment. The first step is emotional detachment, observing their behavior without reacting to it. Toxic minds lose power when you stop feeding them emotional energy. Set boundaries, limit communication, and stop justifying their inconsistencies. Second, remember the person they showed you at the beginning was a performance. The real person is the one who made you feel confused, drained, or insecure. That's their true identity. Third, reconnect with yourself. Toxic charm disconnects you from your instincts. Spend time alone, rebuild your confidence, and remind yourself that your value never depended on someone else's validation. Freedom begins the moment you accept the truth. They were charming because they wanted control, not connection. Charm can blind you, confuse you, and rewrite your idea of love. But once you understand its dark side, you become immune to it. You stop falling for the surface, and you start paying attention to the substance. Toxic minds charm the world, but they cannot fool someone who sees clearly. Remember this: you didn't fall because you were weak. You fell because they were skilled. And now that you know the game, you'll never lose to it again. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.